Game number 6, ladies and gentlemen. Blow it up in the chat right now. Let us know who you want to go big in Game 6. Are you standing with TSM? You want NRG, Sentinels? Who's it going to be? CLG, of course, Chronologic Gaming right there in the top 3. Or the underdogs in ESA Black, who's been performing so incredibly well so far, girl.
Honestly, I want to see some of the bottom teams have a great game to finish off because I don't want them to lose hope throughout the tournament. They came here for a reason. They either got here through last chance qualifiers or they got here through gaining as many points as possible. And oh my goodness, it is another thermal station end zone.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
I think I pretty much just manifested that into existence by, in my example, using thermal station as an example for the end zone. I'm sorry to any fans of teams dropping on the northern side, as speaking of which, we're taking a look at everyone dropping on the northern side with CLG, with TSM, and others on screen right now. Chronologic Gaming obviously has been dropping Skyhook for quite some time. They had a stint in Fragment West in which they did not have a good time against Zach Mazur's Cloud9 squad. That was back in online tournament number 2, I believe. Cloud9 ended up taking that one as we jump on board with NRG, your lobby leaders.
NRG are pretty close to thermal station. They're not very far away. They're landing and staging. They're looting up in staging, and they will definitely be able to find themselves a spot in thermal. Another team in thermal is ESA Black. They land in thermal, so they'll also be able to have a great game. And the other closest team would be Renegade. So if you're a fan of any of those 3 teams, they should have a fairly quick and safe rotation.
Yeah, that's a great point. We'll rotate through on the dead side of the ring. Meanwhile, teams coming from the congested side will obviously need to be careful on those rotations. You have TSM coming from Fragment. And of course, a variety of teams dropping in Skyhook, Chronologic Gaming being one of them. As we take a look at ESA Black, they've been pretty much uncontested, looting the entirety of Thermal Station to themselves, which obviously works in this lobby. But tomorrow, I believe they'll be going up against G2 Esports, if not tomorrow, or sorry, if not the next broadcast, which is going to be on Friday. If not Friday, then Sunday, where G2 drops on Thermal Station. So that's what's so exciting about this format and group stages. Teams might have to have a secondary strat or a tertiary strat as a backup because they might be dropping on teams depending on what groups are playing against who. So keep that in close mind as ESA Black plays against G2 in one of our future broadcasts.
Absolutely, and I'm trying to take a look here in my notes to see if I can find it really fast. I believe that tomorrow ESA Black is going to give up Thermal Station and go towards Lava Fisher. So,
boom.
You know what? Who knows? They might even change their mind now that they've gotten so many points.
Can you imagine G2 versus ESA Black controller players against another controller player in Metro? That would be actually insane. We'll see if they decide to contest Thermal Station. But the reason you don't see, I saw someone in the chat earlier ask, why don't teams actually contest off drop? Reason for that is you are significantly less likely to win games if you contest off drop, which is why you see teams kind of occupy certain areas, especially in the championships. When we get to our championships next weekend, the 20 teams in the lobby will all know where everyone else is going to drop, and you won't see a lot of contention. But in group stages, that might be a little bit different. As we now take a look, NRG rotating early. Nice job from them. And of course, Sentinels all the way from Sorting Factory with a quick rotation as well. This is a wicked fast rotation from Sentinels.
It is indeed. They've been doing really well on the rotations. I want to give them credit for that. Every single game they've been playing as well as they possibly could. Sometimes the zone moves a little bit off of their go-to spot. For example, that spot that they took where 789 won yesterday, it ended up pulling away from them, so they ended up dying. But they've been doing really well. They've practiced, they're here, and they're going for that win. Unfortunately, Lazarus now taking some damage, trying to run away. And I would like to thank Minus Tempo for giving me those statistics for tomorrow's lobby. And ooh, the EVA 8 shots go. Fade Kanaka, almost 1 HP, almost down. Fade getting absolutely taken down, but they take one down. Duplex down. It's a 2v2 situation. He gets the bat off, but he punches the air, and oh no, he goes down for free. Fade, last one alive. It's a 1v2 situation. The EVA 8 shots go off. He uses his portal. He phases out. Will he be able to survive behind this door? He pops the battery, and he's alive. They're going to opt to get that revive off and not chase Fade too fast. Fade might actually be able to survive this.
Wow. Fade will have to just camp this out now, and keep in mind, you're not going to be able to do that in Skyhook with a max rotation, close to max rotation, all the way to Thermal Station, to try and recover his teammates' banners. That was a big, slight misplay from Kanaka, going for the melee there, and ended up getting punished. That was a straight-up 2v2. Could have been a winnable scenario for Kanaka's Pets, but instead it was Duplex, Aves, and Rollers who go massive in that 2v2 fight. I think it was the Wraith on their squad. Clutches up, leaving Fade now, the last and final Wraith here of Kanaka's Pets, to hopefully just camp up here. And on this squad, they're pushing this really fast. There you go. That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to push quick, get that final kill. Well, I was to say either that or you're rotating quick because you don't have time to really play around here. That was huge from that squad.
They knew he wanted the banner. He did not want to rat on the last game, all by his lonesome. And now we're moving on to CLG and Thermal Station already taking a fight in the beginning, using those cells. They know they're in a great position. They've gotten a lot of points today, and they're feeling confident.
CLG in a massive fight, I believe, against Sentinels here. These are two top teams fighting early in Game 6, and the Arc Star is going to drop and do quite a bit of damage. The stun's perhaps more crucial here as Vaxlon is going to get tagged up. Shield batting, back to full health. Madness needs to do the same. Sentinels can push their hands here if they want to, but as a Caustic team, they're known to play obviously much more defensive here. They don't necessarily have the best aggressive team composition with no Wraith on their squad, meaning not a whole lot of mobility on their squad. So instead, Sentinels will let CLG heal back up. This is an intense fight with all types of implications here, girl.
The fact that CLG and Sentinels both want this area just shows how the zone might possibly end close to here. Unfortunately for CLG, Sentinels is not the squad they wanted to run into, one of the few Caustic teams that are camped up. If it was any other type of team, they would have been able to push, maybe wipe, maybe die, but they fought a Caustic team, so they're a little bit stuck in this corner for now.
Yeah, 3 Caustic teams total. Sentinels, of course, is one of them. 5 Crypto teams. Every team sporting a Gibraltar. 12 Bloodhound teams. 9 Octanes. And 5 Valkyries are what we've seen so far. Of course, 6 Wraiths as well. Those are, if you're wondering which legends are best for competitive Apex, there's your answer here. This is at least what the top teams in North America are playing. But if you're, bronze through gold, platinum, don't necessarily worry too much. You could still do it big, as my man Daltouche likes to do with his lifeline.
Do you see Crust just dancing a little bit right there? They're saying hi to each other. They might even know who the other team is based off of their skins. These pro players have played in scrims so many times that they can almost recognize which team it is based off their skins alone. So they're playing around, they're having some fun. It's a tournament, but if you're not having fun playing the game, oh my goodness, the Charger Rifle shot comes in on Vaxlon. If you're not having fun while you're playing, then you're probably not going to be able to get to a high tier level. They put so many hours into this game that they deserve to be here.
This is fantastic for these two teams right now. It's having a little too much fun. The Charge Rifle came in and punished them for having that level of fun, but we know NRG is nearby. It's crazy to think Sentinels, NRG, and CLG all within the vicinity, and these two are just absolutely memeing each other right now through this window, sending each other some love, as neither team is going to fight here in this scenario. But I don't know, if you're CLG, this is kind of like a lose-lose. I mean, is this the best position you want to be in? You early rotated from Skyhook, and this is the best spot you're going to be in. I'm not sure if that's ideal as we jump on board TSM.
It all depends on where it ends, to be honest. If it ends right outside of that circle building, it might not be too bad. There might be teams that get free angles onto them, but for now they're chilling, and they might make a decision once the zone does close in. TSM with their rotation right behind this building. No one around.
I'm not sure if you saw it, girl.
And oh my goodness, NRG completely wiped CLG. I wonder how that happened. I was wondering if they...
Girl.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah,
go for it.
We had a picture-in-picture there, and I'm sure some of y'all may have caught it, some of y'all maybe did not, but in the picture-in-picture, CLG actually tried taking NRG's spot. They kind of all went all in. They recognized, hey, this is exactly what I said. This is not a good spot right outside the window of Sentinels. Went all in with the fight against NRG and got punished. Meanwhile, TSM finds themselves in their own fight. The flank coming through from Hal. Wide left flank from Hal. He connects for nothing, but Eva 8 damage. Takes out one by himself. That's Fat Fruit Ninja out. TSM looking to do it again. with the 3v2, and they're going to take control here. Great plays from TSM.
These are perfect shots by Hal, by Reps. Hal with the perfect evade shots. Then we moved on to Reps, and he just hit for max with those PK shots. And that was the cleanest team wipe I've ever seen.
Yeah, well done from TSM. If any team knows how to clean up a team wipe as fast as they need to there to avoid fights. Meanwhile, a great thermite here from Scurry of Kungarna, North America, also known as Bottom 20. See if they decide to take this fight. As Girl mentioned, there are good times to take your 3v3s, and there's bad times where you're going to get third party. This is one of those scenarios where there's so many teams nearby in this rotation. You don't necessarily want to take a clean 3v3 in the middle of the open by a choke point. You want to take your fights in houses like you saw TSM do and other teams do, where you know you're a little bit more safe.
Absolutely, and those were the most perfect thermites, which may have forced the other team to go around. I believe that's Lazarus. Oh no, Lazarus is on the complete opposite side of the thermal zone here. They're gatekeeping this one side. They've got a couple kills. There's no one around. They've got this whole open area with a bunch of tall rocks, so they'll be okay. They're literally the only ones there. There's nobody in staging, but there may be a team, if you're looking at the map right now, there may be a team that rotates around them. It's quite possible.
Good eye on that. Meanwhile, as things slow down here a little bit, my friend Stella, I'm also on the talent team, brought up a great point in chat here saying this is TSM's last chance to go big and get a big amount of points before tomorrow. And the reason that's important, keep in mind, for those that are watching, I promise I'd explain this, the format. This is group stages, and the way it'll work, every day a group will play another group. So today we got Group A versus B, Group C versus D. Tomorrow we'll have Group A versus C, and B versus D, and so on and so forth for our round-robin group stages. And as a result of all of these 6-game matches, the top 4 teams in each, or the top team in each group, will automatically qualify for championships next weekend for a chance to play for that $2.5 million prize pool. And then the top 16 teams in overall points will qualify through. So every point counts to make it into that top 16. And keep in mind, you can have one group with 8 or 9 teams that qualify if they are in the top 16. So that's the kind of the difference there. So every single point counts. You got to go big because it's going to be cumulative across every single day. Your points are going to be tallied up for our overall leaderboards.
Yeah, you said that quite right. One lobby, if they all accumulate a lot of points, they'll be in that finals. And perfect shots by Rambo with the scout with only an HCOG to his name, taking down Synced, and they are pushing. They're actually getting sandwiched over there, and Vayne finishes off Synced for him. Scurry takes down, dropped a lot of headshots from Team Kungura, so Bottom 20 doing really well.
Wow, TSM finds himself a great armor situation, purple armors for Snipe Down and Reps, gold armor for Imperial Hal. So, of course, that'll help from a healing perspective in late game fights with the gold armor advantage. Meanwhile, Hal on Octane calls the rotation, pushing wide right, top tracks right now. We'll see what teams they end up fighting against. Meanwhile, wow, My Little Phony wanted that fight. Valkyrie said, skirt, we're out of here, and with the rotation. This is where Valkyrie comes into play. It's really round 3, round 4, where Valkyrie rotations are so crucial.
Rambo's getting shot from across the map by a bow, and it looks like Bottom 20 is landing exactly where CLG died. They are going to take the fight and perhaps die as well. They might actually get pushed. That caustic gas might not hold them for long. They actually end up throwing the ultimate right back at them. Crust going in, Retzi with a perfect volt shots. Crust going in with the evade, but missing due to the dome shield. Going back in, he's going to heal up. He doesn't want to take any risks. He does not want to go down. They got Onmu. They're going to be able to finish it off. Scurry, Vayne are out.
Honestly, Valkyrie ults today, I think, are at like a 15 to 20% success rate. It seems like an absolute gamble. It's either hit or miss, whether or not you're going to be able to find somewhere to rotate clean. And so far, we haven't seen a lot of successful Valkyrie ults. So, a lot of Valkyrie noise and hype early on in Legacy this new season for Apex Legends. But I wonder how teams will continue to use Valkyrie because we haven't seen a whole lot of success so far.
Yeah, honestly, because she's a newer character to this scene, they haven't gotten as much practice as they probably would like. And also, you have to take into account that This is thermal. It's been thermal a couple times, and there's not many spots to land in thermal. There's a lot of open area. There's not 100 buildings where you could take a floor in like Lava City or Fragment. They don't have those opportunities today. Maybe tomorrow, but they don't today. And now we're moving on with TSM.
Yeah, that's right. I think teams are still getting accustomed and really learning, understanding how to best use that Valkyrie ultimate. Still early on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So far, been interesting. Meanwhile, TSM still on the rotation and still alive.
Ooh.
They're playing this so well right now. They're going to find themselves a 3v3. Great opportunity. TSM connects for one, and the mobile respawn beacon actually cost this team here. TSM takes them out, but need to be careful for that one person dropping from up top. I don't know if they got the respawn up. Nice job from TSM defending against a team. I believe that might be either their own defensive bombardment or another team that defensive bombardment on them. TSM does it again. They just keep taking out team after team here.
That was really great call, perhaps by Hal or Co, but they knew they were reviving. They saw the respawn beacon come in, and they knew they were in a 3v2 situation. So pushing that, ensuring those kill points, and then getting an extra placement point. I mean, you can't let that go. You can't let that opportunity go. This is their last game, as you said, as Stella said, and they're going with full force.
That's right. We talked earlier about different play styles, right? Fighters versus survivalists, which is, do you want to take fights, do you want to early rotate? TSM used to be one of the best survivalist teams in the game way back when they won 5 straight championships with Alberlelli on the squad, playing Pathfinder, Watson, and Wraith. Well, now they're actually one of the most aggressive fighter teams. They play with Octane and Bloodhound. That is probably the most aggressive team comp you can get. TSM likes to pick their fights, and that's why you just saw it right there. Meanwhile, ESA Black, who dropped Thermal Station originally, still alive, as we have a 3-stack sandwich here. My Little Pony, ESA Black, and Sentinels all in this round building. This will be an interesting fight between these 3 squads, girl.
It is interesting indeed, and as the zone closes in, it's harder to fight because there's so many teams around in the open. NRG, Nathan just hitting his shots through the air with that scout. There's no one around. They seem to be safe, fairly safe, because the other team had to jump pad away from them and into the zone. Moving on with Lazarus, 2 of them alive. Hundreds actually, nope, not the last one. Dank, very nice armor swap, but unfortunately goes down to the likes of Frapper with the Mastiff. This is a bloodbath here.
That's right, Frapper, Team XD getting a couple eliminations. NRG now on board with them as they're actually going to get taken out as a result by Nathan, who's been an absolute monster all tournament long. But right now it's not looking good. Rocker goes down, Rocker is out. NRG, your current leaders, need to clutch this 2v2 fight. Nathan tagged up, Sweet goes down as well. All up to Nathan, has to hit the shield swap. No luck there. Can Nathan do it? Can he make a miracle right now? Look at the movement from Nathan. Looking for a shield swap desperately. Finally finds it. Nathan, 2 individuals ahead of him, and Nathan's going to connect for the kill. Huge plays from Nathan. Arguably one of the best individually skilled players in North America. He's showing why.
He is indeed, and unfortunately for him though, the whole TSM squad is outside of his building. There's oh no, this is the other building actually. I'm sorry about that. TSM jumped down. They're playing the low ground. They're actually in a very good spot. And because I've seen this happen before in scrims, because they're on the low ground, they can easily go up to the high ground with that Octane jump pad. So they can play both areas if they wanted to. But it seems like they didn't find too much danger up here, so they're gonna play right below the house.
This has been an insane game. TSM has been under pressure on the move and rotating throughout the entirety of this game. The fact that they're still alive and well right now is insane. We'll keep a close eye on TSM in that fight finally in the bottom right of your screen. Reps takes out Nathan. So, I think you were right, girl. It was Nathan nearby. Nathan eliminated by TSM. TSM still alive. I'd love to keep an eye on TSM as they've been on a tear. Meanwhile, Panders ratting out this with Valkyrie. This is where Valkyrie is obviously great in these rat scenarios. Great mobility, great movement. RNG Renegades finds himself a few kills as well. Snipe down takes out Senox of Sentinels. TSM is on an absolute killing spree right now. Snipe down with 2 plus 2 assists, and TSM can't be stopped.
Now this is their game to win right here. They're all up. They've got perfect armor. They got all of the loot. They found the rat behind them. They got the free kill on Panders. There's 5 squads remaining, 14 alive. No, Hal went down, but Snipe down with the Prowler coming on in. trying to get the revive. Yep, they're getting the revive with Reps. Snipe Down covering absolutely perfectly.
Snipe Down is not missing with the Hemlock, or sorry, with the Prowler right now. Absolute damage being put in from Snipe Down. He has been lasering everyone he's seen. He helps Reps get the revive right there. TSM back to full force. Meanwhile, AMV well positioned here. Renegades well positioned as well. The former Peanut Butter Sandwiches squad getting picked up by Renegades. Huge congratulations to them. They had a pretty slow start to this tournament, but girl, they have been bouncing back ever since. Currently in 9th place with 36 points.
It's a great day to be in 9th place. You want to try and stay in that top 10, and then you're going to have to compare yourself to how many points you have versus the other team after today. But we'll take it one step at a time, one game at a time. This is our last game of the day. AMV have a perfect spot in their building. They'll be able to play high ground once the zone comes in. It's tough to beat.
Right. This is insane. What a Game 6, girl. This has been one of the most intense and hype Game 6s we've seen in a while. And in the end, we got 4 squads remaining. And guess what? Of these 4 squads, TSM in 8th place with 36 points. Renegades in 9th place with 36 points. Those 2 squads in particular, an absolute damage being put on by Imperial Hal right now. Reps is going to knock Yubbin as well. Ak goes down by Bauswer. So the entire squad of Team XD getting taken out as it currently stands. Renegades and TSM, the teams alive, needed to go big in Game 6, and they have. Is he going to get the stick? No, misses the stick, I believe, but does enough work to pick up the kill. Nice job from Hal.
Yeah, I believe they have the most perfect spot. They have high ground. The other team could potentially have high ground as well. They're going to heal through this Crypto ultimate as he pops a battery here, but both teams are below them. They have the height advantage, but the Gibby ult comes through. AMV, 3 squads remaining. Ak taking down Presley here.
AMV in 13th place with 19 points. All 3 squads needed a big Game 6. TSM so well positioned, and they can grief RNG. They're going to do that right now. One member of Renegades down. TSM on the kill. They're going for the finish right now. Snipe Down leading the way. The controller got himself, and he gets knocked. Reps and Imperial Hal, all up to you. What can you do? On board with Hal, and it doesn't matter if Snipe Down gets knocked, because TSM